Yeah.
Hi Time Travel Jam teams, this is Jabai speaking to you. We've got a lovely sunny day here. Just want to let you know that we've been working for the last couple of hours taking the initial ideas forward. Thanks Sydney for the ideas. We looked through your 3 ideas, we liked all of them, but there were 2 in particular that stood out to us. One was in relation to the emotional mapping moods and creating some sort of environment so you could test your mood. And the other one we liked was about using images rather than verbal communication in education. We saw a blend between those 2 ideas, and we're going to explain how that comes to life shortly. We've taken it a fair way through into our initial storyboard. We're going to pass you across now to Craig, and Craig's going to tell you how we develop the ideas further. Thanks for the great kick-off. We really enjoyed working on this.
We created a new focus question, which is how can we change or shift our moods? In this specific way, it's my change, my shift of my mood. And we've gone through the so-called structure idea development, which is basically creating your focus question, create ideas, group your ideas, enhance them, select them, and make a prototype. And long story short, I will hand over to Craig now to tell you how we did that.
Hi team, welcome from Dubai. We're sending this big challenge on to you in Glasgow. We took a whole range of ideas. We used various cards as stimulus and pictures to get a whole range of ideas onto the table. We then started to plot those ideas into a whole range of just post-it notes, and then we started to put those post-it notes together into specific themes. And what we started thinking about in how do I change my mood was the space. Where do I change my mood in very specific zones? What's in that space in terms of stimulus, in terms of photographs, music, sound, smells, tastes? What type of texture, textile, tactile do we want? And a whole range of other things that make it a fantastic space to be in. The next thing we did is we said, what are the moods and emotions we want to do? So we said there are 2 parts to that. One is identify the mood. So how do I keep on telling you about how I feel today? What are the types of things that make me comfortable? Maybe I'm a beach person, and so what makes me really happy is beach scenes and sounds of water and bright sunshine. And then identify a solution, and we've come up with 2 potential solutions which we're handing over to you in Glasgow to hand over finally in a different form to LA. We said that the whole experience has to really trigger a whole range of things. If I'm feeling in a down mood or an up mood, there are memories, there's playfulness, and there's things that I see that will help me do that. So we said, how do we shift from pain to pleasure? How do we move from chaos to a very simple space? And then how do we move from noise to cutting out all that psychological noise and psychological deafness? So you're probably hearing a lot of background noise now. I want to cut that out. The next thing is, how are we going to do it? And we can do that in a space. And we came up there with the concept of the mood cube. So take our challenge, which is the box, turn that into a really portable, collapsible space with lots of visual surfaces that in today's world we can project on, and create my space or I space where I can just go and be me and help shift my mood. And we've come up with 2 potential directions in prototype. I'm going to hand over to Marwan now to tell you about that.
When, for example, I feel frustrated, but I don't know why I'm frustrated, I use my phone to capture my feelings, kind of just like, to use a device as an input, and then that device, that app will analyze the data and then will basically send me to the cube, to the physical cube, where I can have that experience, where I can shift my mood. It works in the opposite way when I feel fine, when I feel happy, just to capture that mood as well, that feelings. So I know when I'm happy, when I'm not, why I'm happy, why I'm not. So this is just kind of very quick journey on how that app can can capture data and translate it into that physical cube, and then we can show you the cube itself, how does it look like. That's me being grumpy, and simply I've used my application to capture my feelings, and my feelings now are somehow shifted, or like the cube helped me to shift my feelings into something better. And if you come into the cube, please, and see how it could look like, that's what's happening in the cube. Look. And the cube simply takes me to different places, to different moods, and helps me to think positively.
It's been an amazing 2 hours since we inherited this from Sydney. Thanks, Sydney. Now we've ideated a bit more about it. We've shown you 2 concepts that potentially come out of it, and we're handing it over to Glasgow, who can then hand it over to LA. And all we want to say is that this has been a great challenge. Good luck to you guys, and shift happens.
Shift happens.
Could be the name for the new idea.